Unlike Europe, a lot of the countries in the Americas are actually known for their shorter seasons. And when we're looking at the Americas, we're typically looking at about 3 to 5 months in general. That is the average of how long a season in the Americas will go for. But again, the top divisions in the Americas, so Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Chile, I believe is another, all of those leagues will run for a longer duration. They will run in the traditional basketball sense for 7 to 9 months. Outside of those leagues, outside of those top leagues, if you're a beginning player or if you're a rookie or an entry level player or a middle level player, then you're looking at about 3 to 5 months. And as well, the interesting thing about the Americas is that a lot of these seasons will run during the summertime. They'll run during the off season, quote unquote, or a summer season. So some great examples, Canada, they have the CEBL, and this is actually how they've marketed themselves as a summer league. So players will play in their traditional European basketball schedules from October to June, and then they'll come home for about June, July, August, around there, and they'll play in the summer season just basically as a way to be home, gain money, play in front of the hometown fans, and then they'll be back. When their traditional season starts up again in October, September, they're gone again. And the same thing happens in Puerto Rico, one of the best countries, one of the best leagues in the Americas. They adopt the same thing. Same thing in Nicaragua, one of the best leagues in Central America. Same thing with Panama, one of the best leagues in Central America. So this is something that's really adopted by a lot of these countries. Now, the second thing you have to be on the lookout for in the Americas is that a lot of these countries will actually run 2 seasons in the same country. So for instance, the opening season will be called Apertura. The closing season will be called Clausura. Now, both leagues may only run for 3 to 4 months, but together, both of them are going to run for 8 months. Because if you have 2 seasons and they both run for 3 or 4 months, then together, how much is that? 8 months in total. So it will equal the same that what you would have played in Europe, but there's that break in between. So that's something that you also have to be on the lookout for, is understanding when these leagues are running and if there's 2 leagues running per season. The Dominican Republic is one country that has 2 leagues running in the same year. El Salvador is another one. Panama was recently discussing to also have an apertura and clausura. This is something that you have to be on the lookout for because you'll have multiple opportunities to actually land in a country in the same year. The Americas really varies a lot in terms of how its in-season schedule is. So you'll have a shorter season generally, again, 3 to 5 months, and you'll usually have less practices because you're actually playing more games. And this can be a good and bad thing depending on the player you are, how you're built, whatever, how your body is, your age. There's a million factors, right? But in general, you will usually be playing about 2 to 4 games per week in the Americas. And so this is all coming down to preference. In Europe, as I mentioned, you're only going to be playing about 1 game, if you're lucky, 2 games per week. So if you screw up on that game, then you have a whole week going through practice, waiting for a chance to redeem yourself. And say you screw up too many times, maybe 2-3 weeks, that may be it. That may be curtains for you and they're getting the next guy in line. Whereas in the Americas, you may screw up on Friday, you have a back-to-back. The next day, you're back at it. And then you may be playing on Monday again. So by the time that Monday games comes around, if you kill it in Saturday and Monday, they're not even going to be thinking about that Friday game anymore.